The Lonely Princess.
Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom nestled between emerald hills and sparkling rivers, there lived a beautiful princess named Anita. She was the only daughter of King Chima, a wise and just ruler who was beloved by all his subjects. But more than a king, King Chima was a father who adored his daughter with all his heart. His kingdom's pride lay in the vast and flourishing company he had built from the ground up. A company that not only brought wealth to the land, but also provided countless jobs and hope to his people. Anita was raised in the grand palace with all the luxuries a princess could dream of, but she was never spoiled. From the young age, she was taught the value of hard work and responsibility. Her fathers, recognizing her sharp mind and unyielding spirit, entrusted her with the future of his empire. She would be the one to inherit and lead the company, a role she embraced with pride and determination. When the time came, Ada left her beloved homeland to study at one of the most prestigious universities in Europe. For years, she dedicated herself to mastering the arts of business, finance, and leadership. While other students might have spent their days socializing or dreaming of love, Anita's heart was set on one goal: returning home to make her father's company even greater. After years of relentless studies, Anita returned home, her heart full of excitement and her mind burning with the new ideas. She was welcomed with open arms, and her father, now aging and weary, proudly handed over the reins of the company to his daughter. Under her leadership, the business flourished even more, reaching heights that even her father had not imagined. Anita poured her heart and soul into her work, striving every day to honor her father's legacy. Under her leadership, the business flourished even more, reaching heights that even her father had not imagined. Anita poured her heart and soul into her work, striving every day to honor her father's legacy. But as the years passed, something began to eat up at Anita's heart, a deep, aching loneliness that no amount of success could fulfill. She had everything: a vast fortune, a thriving business, and the respect of her people. But she lacked one thing that no wealth or power could buy: love. Though she had always been surrounded by people, she realized that she had never truly let anyone close to her heart. Men had come and go, many drawn to by the beauty and wealth, but none had ever seen her for who she truly was: a woman longing for genuine love and companionship. The suitors who approached her were more interested in her fortune than in the woman she was. They showered her with flattery and gifts, but the eyes were always on the treasure that came with her hand, not on the love she could offer.
Under her leadership, the business flourished even more, reaching heights that even her father had not imagined. Anita poured her heart and soul into her work, striving every day to honor a deep, itching loneliness that no amount of success could fulfill. She had everything: a vast fortune, a thriving business, and the respect of her people.
But as years passed, something began to eat up at Anita's heart. A deep, aching loneliness that no amount of success could fill. She had everything: a vast fortune, a thriving business, and the respect of her people. But she lacked one thing that no wealth or power could buy: love. Though she had always been surrounded by people, she realized she had never truly let anyone closer to her heart. Men had come and gone, many drawn to her beauty and wealth, but no one had ever seen her for who she truly was: a woman longing for genuine love and companionship. The suitors who approached her were more interested in her fortune than in the woman she was. They showed her with flattery and gifts, but the eyes were always on the treasure that came with her hand, not on the love she could offer. One evening, after a particularly long day of meeting and negotiations, Anita returned to her apartment exhausted. As she gazed out at the moonlit landscape, the tears slipped down her cheek. For the first time, she allowed herself to feel the sorrow she had been holding back for so long. She had given so much of herself to the company, to her father's dream, that she had forgotten herself. She wanted to be loved, not as a princess or a powerful businesswoman, but as Anita, the woman with hopes, dreams, and vulnerabilities. Determined to find true love, Anita began her quest. But it was not easy. The men who came into her life still saw her wealth first, not the woman behind it. She tried to open her heart, to show them who she truly was, but each time she was met with disappointment. The loneliness grew, and with it, a deep sadness settled in her soul. Deep sadness settled in her soul. In despair, she decided to travel in disguise. She left the palace, dressed as a simple commoner, and ventured into the village and towns of her kingdom. She wanted to meet people who could see her without the weight of her title or fortune. She made a trip to a small village where her aunt lived. She decided to help her aunt with the workers in her farm. She worked alongside farmers, helped in markets, and shared meals with the humble folk who knew nothing of her true identity. One day, while working in a small village bakery, she met a young man named Ken. He was kind, gentle, and hardworking, with a smile that lit up the darkest corner of her heart. They spent hours talking, laughing, and sharing stories. Ken admired her intellect and mind, and as the day turned into weeks, a bond began to form between them. For the first time, Anita felt like someone truly saw her, not as a princess, but as a person. The closer they grew, the more Anita feared the truth. She had fallen in love with Nkem, but what would happen when he learned who she really was? Would he still love her if he knew she was the princess, the heiress of a vast fortune? The thoughts haunted her, but she knew she could not keep her secret forever. One evening, under the glow of a setting sun, Anita decided to tell Kem the truth. With trembling hands and a heart full of fear, she revealed her true identity. Kem listened in silence, his face unreadable. When she finished, there was a long, painful pause. Then, to her surprise, Kem took her hands and smiled. I knew there was something special about you, Anita, he said softly. But it wasn't your title or your wealth that drew me to you. It was your kindness, your strength, and the way you see the world. I fell in love with you, not with the princess. Tears of relief and joy streamed down Anita's face as she realized that she had finally found what she had been searching for, a love that was true, a love that was real. Kem had seen her heart and he loved her for it. With Ken by her side, Anita returned to the palace, no longer the loneliness heiress, but a woman who had found her true partner. Together, they continued to build on her father's legacy, leading the company with wisdom and compassion. But more importantly, they built a life together, filled with love, joy, and the happiness that Anita had once thought she would never find. And so the beautiful princess who had once been lost in sea of the world. And so the beautiful princess who had once been lost in the sea of wealth and power finally found her way to one thing she had always wanted but had never dared to dream of: true love. And in that love, she found the happiness that had eluded her for so long, proving that even the loneliest of hearts can find their perfect match.